Hello and welcome back to the Macca's Talk Hockey podcast. A bit of a different one today. Just want to start by saying rest in peace to Adam Johnson, who sadly passed away at the weekend. All of our thoughts go to his family, his friends, his partner, all the players as well, teammates who played with Adam, and also the fans as well who were at the stadium. It must have been a really shocking moment for a lot of people who are watching. And yeah, it's not very nice. I'm joined by Dan. Charlie didn't really want to come on this week, which is understandable. He didn't really want to speak about it right now. But yeah, Dan, we're just going to talk about it today and be as respectful as possible. And there's a few topics as well we want to talk about, but obviously being respectful about the whole thing. But it's just a really sad weekend for ice hockey, isn't it, this weekend?
Yeah, it's really sad. It's something you never obviously want to see or hear about. Um, Obviously it's what no one would ever imagined would happen before the weekend started.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just something you never want to see in
Nah,
the game.
it's not nice, and I think it takes an incident like this to realize, yeah, this is real. Like this is a sport which can be dangerous, and I'd advise everyone to go out and check on their loved ones. Everyone always check on them, make sure they're doing all right, because you just never know what's going to happen, and it is a cruel world. And I just wanted to mention a nice thing which was mentioned about Adam. Sidney Crosby was interviewed last night. And he said that Adam was such a great guy. He had a great attitude towards hockey, and he was an absolutely fantastic skater as well. So yeah, he had a really nice career, and he scored a goal in the NHL as well, didn't he, Dan?
Yeah, he did. I was really good to see actually seeing all the clips
Yeah,
over Twitter and Facebook, seeing all the clips of his goals.
yeah.
Yeah, it was really good to see.
And yeah, I think um, as the time goes on, I think we should all remember him as much as it was a really bad incident, and it's not a nice one to think about whatsoever. And I really mourn with his family. We've got to try and think about all the nice things that happened in his career, all those fantastic memories he's created. Obviously, getting that first NHL goal, it's not yeah, it's very rare for players to be able to get the opportunity in the NHL, and the fact he's got an NHL goal, I think, is absolutely awesome. And yeah, he was loved by a lot of the players down in Nottingham, a lot of the fans as well. So yeah, just a fantastic player, and rest in peace to Adam Johnson. Also, spare a thought to Matt Petgrave as well. We want to just touch on it. I know there's been a lot of horrible stuff on Twitter said about him, which we're not going to go into because it's not nice, is it, Dan? And I think with stuff like this, it's if you've not got a nice thing to say, then just don't say it at all, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely not the right time to be saying anything or making any sort of accusations about anything that's happened.
Mm.
I think it's way too soon to even be thinking about anything about that. I think
Yeah,
all we've got to do is support every player that's been involved in this and fan.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just not nice at all, and you don't want to see it in the hockey community.
No, not. Yeah, I hope everyone, because it's a tragedy, and there was a lot of fans at that stadium watching the game, and I've seen a lot of fans be discomforted by this. And I just want to put it out there: if any fans want anyone to talk to, or want to message anyone, our DMs are always free at Macca's Talk Hockey. We love the hockey community. It's a special place, and I think it's just a really sad weekend this weekend. And having watched the video back, it's not a nice video. I would advise anyone not to actually watch the video. But I think hockey's played at such a fast pace. It's a fast intensity game, and you can have that physical side of hockey, which a lot of hockey fans which have seen this incident, I don't think understand that it is a physical game, isn't it, Dan? And I think it's just a really freak accident. There's only one clip of it, and it's not even very clear anyway. And I think he might have either clipped on another player, and I think he's just fallen really dodgy in this. I gotta say, I don't really think there's any intention behind it. No player going into a hockey game intends for anything like that to happen. And yeah, it's just, again, we reiterate, it's a really sad weekend, and I really hope in the future he can be remembered for all the positive stuff in his career, Dan.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a fast-paced sport with hard hits, and hard action. You never ever know what's going to happen. Obviously, there's always that risk, and that's what the players take.
Mm.
And I think you just need to appreciate how much of a risk these players take for all of us over every weekend that we travel to watch these teams and watch these players play, and how much they actually put their lives on the line, obviously, to play this game for us. And yeah, we
Yeah.
just need to respect them all, every single player.
Yeah, and it is a freak accident. These stuff don't happen often, and I know when you look at it as a whole, they have got sharp objects on their feet, but it is a really respectful sport, I think, and you don't really see many accidents like that. So it is a really rare one, and I really wish that doesn't happen again. And we'll talk about some of the stuff that EIHA have actually implemented on the league with the neck braces, and we'll go into that in a minute. I just wanted to touch on as well journalist Bob Westerdale. If you haven't seen, we're not going to go into him and give him the attention, but he posted not very nice picture online. I think I just wanted to say he's a bit of a prat, Dan, for doing that, and I think he just needs to come out and own up and say, sorry, I shouldn't have done that. It is a serious incident, and he shouldn't be posting stuff like that on his social media, considering he is a journalist.
Yeah, no, I think he posted that literally on the same night or
Yeah.
just after the incident happened. I think it's just terrible to be posting that sort of stuff around what's going on. It's not nice for anyone, and the fact that he's still posting things and obviously trying to cover up what he's done, I think it's just
No.
you can't really cover up anything like that.
People make mistakes. We do things which maybe we shouldn't have done, and we realize we haven't. And I think he just needs to own up and say, "Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I didn't think about anyone else when I was doing that." And you can talk about news, you can talk about news stories without having to post any pictures. So yeah, I think that was very poor from him, and he needs to come out and apologise for that. A bit of news as well. The Elite League games for Nottingham and Sheffield have been cancelled, rightly so. They're not going to play this week on the Tuesday and the weekend games. I just think, yeah, it's going to be really hard for the players, obviously, having seen what happened and playing with a guy that you're training with and you're spending a lot of time with. I think that's definitely the right call by the Elite League, Dan.
Yeah, for sure. I was saying this earlier. I was saying that it wouldn't be right for them to play. You
No.
shouldn't expect them to play off what's happened. Obviously, all these players are going to be affected for a very long time. I don't think they'll ever truly be right ever again. I think it's something that you just can't take out of your head, especially when you're there. Same with fans. And obviously, I've seen a lot of fans around social media saying that they'll never be the same again. And it's really upsetting to sort of see all that around.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's such a good sport and fun
Yeah.
to watch. Obviously, you have all of these things that come with it that just sort of bring it down a little bit.
Yeah, I called my dad earlier because I was actually getting a bit upset about it earlier, just the whole thing and the sport we love, the sport we've been watching for what over 10 years now. It's just a really sad weekend, and hopefully we can move forward and we can try and do these things. And we'll go on to it in a second with the neck braces to try and stop these things happening. But I think it was just such a freak accident, and you don't really see stuff like this. And I think it's just a wake up call, as I said earlier, just to check in with people. And yeah, it's a cruel world. And again, all of our thoughts go out to the family, friends, teammates, and they shouldn't have to come back if they don't feel forced to. They should be able to take as much time off as they need to. And if other games need to be postponed as well, so be it. I think that's the right decision. I wanted to move on to obviously the weekend. It happened on the Saturday. And the Sunday games. Now, there's a bit of a mess with the our league, the EIHA, about cancelling the games. And me and you are a bit frustrated on the Sunday that they didn't just come to an agreement in the morning that all the games would be cancelled, because you can't play a hockey game after something like that's happened and the news comes out on the Sunday morning. You just can't, can you, Dan?
No, you can't. And you can't expect players to play under that with what they've got on their mind. I think in the morning the EIHA should have taken leadership and
Yeah.
just made a decision there and then instead of passing it over to the teams to make that decision.
Yeah.
I think they should just take leadership of the whole league and sort of just say, right, we're not going to play today, obviously under these circumstances, obviously. And I don't think anyone would complain at that.
No.
I think everyone would totally agree with their decisions, and I think that should have been the right thing to be done.
100%. And a lot of respects were paid last night on the Sunday and today as we're filming this on Monday. And yeah, just a time to remember and just a real wake up call. And yeah, I think that was really poor. And I think the Bristol Pitbulls ended up actually travelling all the way up to Romford for the players and the coaches to then say, look, we don't want to play this game. And if the EIHA say, no, we'll let the players decide, I think that just answers the question itself that even they know, I think, that they shouldn't have played on the Sunday, should they?
No, it's almost like they didn't want to make the decision.
Yeah.
It's almost like, I don't know why, but it's almost like they felt like they were going to get a bit of backlash from it. I don't understand why anyone would give them backlash for that. I think everyone would totally understand why they would say no to the games. I think, yeah, it was a bit bad from them. I think they should have just taken the lead. The time they've been around, they should take the leadership and the time to just give out a statement to everyone and sort of give a clear answer to what was going on.
100%. I reiterate what you said. But they did release a statement today on Monday this lunch. It was around lunchtime, I think, about the neck braces. So we're going to go on to that. The neck braces will be mandatory for every player to wear from the 31st of December onwards, and the time up to them, they have strongly advised teams and players to wear the neck brace if they have one. But obviously they're giving teams time to be able to order them all in, so the players can wear these. And Dan, I think after what has happened, and even though it is a massive freak accident, I think that is the right decision, because if that neck brace is going to save just one person's life from all the teams and all the players wearing it, I think that's worth it 100%. Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Obviously, it's just it's definitely a wake up call, and I think it's definitely sort of brought things forward. I think a lot of teams are sort of seeing it now. Obviously, under neck braces, they have been around.
Yeah,
they it's not like they just turned up. They have been there for players to use. They've been available for players to use. Obviously, it's totally up to the player's choice if they want to wear it after the age of 18. So it's difficult because obviously players have always had this option of wearing it.
Yeah,
and obviously, I know some players don't like wearing them because they don't like the freedom.
Yeah,
they want the freedom of their head, and obviously it's a fast game. You need to move in your head a lot. But yeah, it's at least they've sort of reiterated the use of a neck guard and stuff like that for them.
With the head movement as well. I think if everyone's having to wear them, I think it's almost an even playing field in that way. I guess you can't really say it like that, but if everyone's wearing them, then everyone's wearing them. Do you get what I mean? It's not like some players are going to wear them and some players aren't going to wear them. It's not like a decision like you just said now. And I think sadly it has taken something like this for teams to wake up, and obviously the league to wake up and say, look, all right, we're making this mandatory now. And fair enough to them, because we just said that they didn't make a decision on cancelling the games, whereas they have made a bang-on decision this time with the net braces. Right, you're going to do this. If it's going to prevent a life in the future, that's perfect. And that's what we want. We don't want anyone to be injured and pass away in the sport we love. Do you have anything else to add on that? I know it's a really sensitive topic, and I hope that everyone who's listened has seen how we've tried to be respectful in what we've said. And again, our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone who's involved with it, the players, family, all of that. And I think there is a GoFundMe as well for his partner. So we'll put a link to that. Actually, I'll put a link to that in the description as well. Dan, do you have anything to add on it?
I think we need to say a big shout out to Oxford.
Yeah,
I think Oxford have been really, really professional.
They've been vocal as well.
Weekend. Yeah, they have been really, really good, and I think they were the ones that really put a push on these net guards. I think they were the first team to announce that they were going to be supplying net guards to all their teams.
Yeah,
to all their players. I think they definitely deserve a lot of credit for the way they've been professional this weekend.
Yeah,
and how they've responded to the actions that have happened.
Yeah,
and the way that they've calmed their fans down and sort of shown that they really do care for their players.
Yeah, because safety comes first, doesn't it? In hockey, you don't want to see things like this, and I think this is that the hockey community's come together, especially the English hockey community. They've come together all as one, especially when stuff like this happens. So, yeah, I agree with that. Fair play to Oxford, and I think that got the ball rolling then, and the EIHA then made the decision. And I just want to say as well, we felt as much as Charlie didn't really want to speak on it, which we 100% get. We felt like we wanted to make a video about like this because we wanted to raise awareness on what's happened, because I think you do have to talk about these things because this is real life, isn't it, Dan? And I think, yeah, we want it to be a positive that Adam Johnson has such a good career, and look at the good things in life and how we can do things such as the neck braces, or the league's put in stuff such as the neck braces to stop these stuff from happening again.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it is a really hard subject to talk about.
Yeah,
Obviously,
100%. Yeah.
I know a lot of fans are obviously really touched by it at the moment. But yeah, it has to be spoken about. I think obviously it's happened, and it has to be. Everyone just has to sort. I think the more you talk about it, the better you'll feel. Just get everything out.
Yeah.
Just sort of, instead of holding it all in, it's just better just to let it all go,
Yeah.
and just don't let it bottle up inside of you. You know.
Yeah, and as I said before, our DM's always open on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that. If you want to drop us a message, and yeah, we hope that this has come in the most respectful way possible. We haven't tried to, do anything negative towards this. So yeah, we'll end it here, Dan. Thank you for joining me. And we send all of our love and support to all of Adam Johnson's friends, family, teammates, and everyone who is watching the game as well. Rest in peace, Adam Johnson.